So we're now on to our balance and strength section. Now this section is really important for a number of different reasons, and I've brought someone in to help me with this, and her name is Fee. Hello Fee, how are you doing? Now Fee is in her first trimester, exactly the same as you, so she's the perfect model for you. And also what we're going to do here, as well as work our strength, we're going to introduce the use of some bands as well to really work through the upper body. So the first thing we're going to do though is look at our balance. Now when you get pregnant, you tend to lose a lot of your balance. And in your first trimester, you won't notice this, but it's really good to practice your balance, both in the preconception stage and into your first trimester, so that you're really ready for it when your balance does tend to get a little bit more challenged later on into the second trimester. So the first thing we need to do is check on Fee's posture. So we're going to make sure that she has that neutral spine we've already talked about. So I want you to pull your belly button back towards your spine and just drop the tailbone slightly. So you can probably see that in Fee, she's holding her back in a nice alignment now. We're going to draw the shoulder blades back and down. Make sure the chin is also drawn back towards the neck, so the back of the neck is nice and long, and this is really important for good posture. So holding this posture, I want you to place your fingers onto the front of your hip bone, and you can feel the hip bone right at the front here. What you're trying to do here is to stop that hip bone from moving as you challenge your balance. So what I'm going to ask Fee to do, and I'd like you to do the same thing, is to take a breath, inhale. As you exhale, peel your foot off the floor. Now, you're probably looking at our feet and thinking that's the left foot coming off the floor. To be honest with you, it's actually our right, and it doesn't matter which foot you bring off the floor as long as you're balancing on one leg. Hold that there, keep lifting up through the belly, draw the shoulder blades back and down, and place the foot back down. So we're going to change legs now. Now what's really important, as I said before here, is that you don't allow the hips to move as you do this exercise. So Fee's going to go through it again one more time. I'd like you to as well. Connect to your core. As you place the foot back down, lift through your belly, draw up through the pelvic floor, and balance. Try not to lean over to one side. Keep lifting yourself up nice and tall as you do the exercise. Changing legs again one more time, making sure that the shoulder blades stay down, the chin still stays in line. Your eye level should be going straight ahead out in front of you. Placing the foot back down, we're going to advance the exercise a little bit now, changing the leg, take the foot up off the floor again, try not to lean over to the side, hold your core. Now take your right leg, or whichever leg you're on, behind you, and squeeze your buttocks. Make sure that as you do that, you don't allow the back to overarch, so just drop your tailbone slightly, pull your belly button back towards your baby, hold that position, and squeeze your bottom. Okay, and change legs, we'll do that again. Now, if you're finding it really hard to balance, you okay, Fee? Then you can use a chair to help you balance, and bring the leg behind, and just hold the chair in front of you. But if you are going to do that, it's very important that you don't rely on the chair, you don't put your weight into the chair, because you want to maintain that control and also challenge your balance as you're doing this. Keep squeezing the bottom, keep lifting your tummy, keep pulling up through those pelvic floor muscles, and release. Now we're going to do one more movement, and Fee's going to go into a lunge position. She's going to do exactly the same as before, but take a leg behind, take the heel up off the floor, and make sure now, as she goes down into a lunge position, her front knee doesn't go over her toe as she goes down. Also, her back knee on the back leg is aligned with her hip. And if Fee now does that on the other side, we can see that a little bit more clearly. So push the knee underneath the hip, have the back heel off the ground, push the hip forward, tummy muscles are coming in, and then lifting back up again, making sure the shoulders stay down, the chin stays in. Fee's going to do that one more time, because this is what we call a functional exercise, and the reason I'm getting her to do this is that I want Fee to show you how we do lowering techniques towards the floor, particularly when you are pregnant. So do it one more time, Fee, and actually place the knee back down onto the floor, making sure the front knee doesn't go over the toe. And now Fee's come down to the floor. What we often do when we're doing this type of exercise, you can come back up on the other leg, Fee. What we often try to do is we try to bend our spines too much, to pick things up off the floor, to lower towards the floor. Really important to now get into the habit of using your legs to lift and lower to the floor. Another way we can lower towards the floor is by doing a squatting action. So I'm going to ask Fee now to go into a squat position. So taking the knees, the feet a little bit further apart. Fee is now going to bend down into a squat position. We call this the monkey squat. She's going to allow the arms to just go straight, but very importantly, she's keeping her back in a lovely neutral position here. She's still got that small curve. She's pulling her belly button back towards her spine, really connecting to the core muscles. And if you're going to hold this position, you must hold your core effectively, and you must make sure that your back is in that neutral position, drawing the shoulders down, lifting back up again. Okay, and we'll lower down again one more time. So drop down, weight into the heels, pulling the tummy muscles back towards the spine. Again, the knees may go over the toes a little bit, but you want to try and keep your weight into your heels as you do this. Belly button to spine, pulling up through the pelvic floor, and then release and come back up again. Okay, so we're now going to move on to using our bands to do some upper body strength work. So Fee's going to take a handle in each arm, or hand even, and she's going to drop down into what I call a half monkey squat. So she's going to do her squat position. Remember, this is the way to lower to the floor, and now Fee's in a side position. Now you should be able to see in front of your TV screen how Fee's back position hasn't changed. So Fee, just lift up for me again. Can you see as she drops down into a squat, the back doesn't change its line. So she's got that nice neutral posture all the way through. Fee's now going to hold that position, take a nice big deep breath, inhale, and then as she exhales, she's going to draw the band back, squeezing between the shoulder blades as she draws the arms back. Now I'm holding onto the band obviously for Fee as she does this. But what you can do is you can put the band around a door handle, obviously not one that somebody's going to open. Keep drawing the shoulder blades back and down. Keep pulling the belly button back towards your spine and squeezing the shoulder blades in. I'm going to ask Fee to do just 4 more of these. That's good. And 3 more. How you doing, Fee? Good. Keep breathing through, remember, as you're doing this. Exhaling as you pull back. And then release. Well done. I'm now going to get Fee to go down to the floor, so she's going to just grab her block there to protect her knees. You can kneel on a block or on a cushion. We're going to change the angle of this exercise, but we're going to keep on working the back muscles. One of the reasons why I like to get you to work your back muscles quite a lot is we tend to have an imbalance between our upper back and our chest muscles. So I like to focus on working the back muscles specifically. I also feel that the back muscles are really important with the whole birthing process as well as the abdominal muscles and the pelvic floor muscles being integral to it. Having a strong back can really help you in labour. So we want to start establishing that whole strong back now. So Fee's going to now do a very similar to action that she's just done, but with a different angle. I'm just going to lift the band up a little bit. So you want to make sure you can attach your band into this position. And now Fee's just going to draw the elbows back into her side, really squeezing the shoulder blades back and down as she pulls the arms back. Slightly different movement, but what she's also going to start focusing on is her tummy muscles. So each time she pulls the band back, she's going to pull her belly button back towards her spine. Now as she's doing this, she's breathing out, and I'd like you to do the same thing as she pulls the band back. How you doing, Fee? You alright? So keep drawing the shoulder blades back and down. Keep pulling the belly button back towards the spine. And you can do up to 12 repetitions of these. If you find you can do lots more of them, then you want to try working with a little bit more resistance. So I can make this harder for Fee just by lifting the band up higher, and then she's going to work a little bit harder, okay, to pull back. And rest it there. Well done, Fee.